Hi, I'm Tim, welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it, and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a watch that was new for 2014. Generally seen on a blue diver style strap, we've got a bit of a change of pace for this Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Chronograph 26400. This is the platinum and ceramic combination, launched in 14, and again it's generally seen on a blue strap that matches the dial. This one mixes it up a bit more with more of a tropical and summery white style strap. Handsome in its execution, 44 millimeters in its diameter. I have to alert anyone watching that this watch wears larger than a 44. You can see on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, though it's 44 millimeters in diameter, think more like 47 or 48. Though it is a reasonable 14.4 millimeters thick, you can see that the case itself spans an immense distance across the wrist. So if you just measure lug to lug, it's 55.8 millimeters. And if you measure these little plots, these little rigid intermediate links outboard, you wind up with a measurement at the outermost extreme of 58.9 millimeters. But don't be afraid, there is a little bit of a curvature to the lugs at their ends. You can see they tilt downwards, so the watch doesn't wear quite as enormous as that extreme to extreme measurement would suggest. The strap is of very high quality. Now I believe this is a cut rather than molded strap, so small details are rendered to match, well, first the flow of the case lines, but also to give a little bit of a handsome detailing not possible with injection molding. And you can see that there is a delicate and tapered channeling that extends off the plot links, and you can see how it thins out and becomes shallower as it moves down. There's a lovely sort of satin graining effect to the material, and you'll note that the polished bevel on the edge of the platinum case that expands from the mid case over the lug hoods continues perfectly aligned and perfectly sized down the edge of the strap. AP using screws and bars to fix this strap to the case on both sides. That's the way to do it. No spring bars, keeping the strap united with this heavy and expensive watch. That's how it should be done. There is a platinum satin finished AP pin buckle, and it's a thoughtful piece because it does actually feature an elevated bridge. So when the strap is inside the buckle, it sits flush inside the buckle rather than stacking up underneath. So that elevated bridge allows everything to sit flush and together. You will note that the strap is in outstanding condition, no gouging. It's an Audemars Piguet factory strap. The case, likewise, in outstanding conditions. All of the micro detailing, including the small bevels on the edge of the crown guard structures and the case flank, rendered in platinum and thus quite impressive. Principally of satin finish with just a few polished highlights. If you look closely, you can see the bezel gasket below the actual polished flank of the ceramic bezel. The gasket's fully expressed on the offshores as a design feature of this rather modular and layered case. You can see that the character lines continue from the bezel through the mid case into the case back, and there's a little bit of a faceting on the flank of the case. On the crown side, you can see the crown shoulder as well as the chronograph pusher caps are ceramic for scratch resistance, and the shoulder on the crown is hexagonal to match the steel and black polished hexagonal bolts inside the satin finished top of the bezel itself. Of course, the bezel, designed in 1972 by Gerald Genta, inspired by Royal Navy warships, later translated in the early 1990s by designer Emmanuel Guet into the offshore design. Bigger and bolder, but fundamentally the same essential combination of structures and details, just on a nightmare scale with a little bit of a showboat sensibility. Now inboard, you can see there is a polished metallic tachymeter that's doubling as a flange, outboard raised over the dial. There is a silver scale with hashes for reading seconds and fractions of a second, and then you have applique and polished cantilevered hour indices, the AP logo, you have sunken registers with silvered sort of concentric guilloche, and then you have red lacquer on the hands that represent chronograph seconds, minutes, and hours with constant seconds up at 12 o'clock. There is a magnifier on the dial that allows you to see peering into the modular movement and the date function of the base caliber below, plus the AP logo, and a blue galvanized Mega Tapisserie hobnail dial. Underneath the caseback, AP manufactured caliber 3126 with a 3840 vertical clutch chronograph module that is made by Dubois de Praz. We're going to get a little bit more light here in the box, and you can see to good effect this 59 jewel 365 part movement features a blackened solid gold rotor that's partially skeletonized. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour with a free sprung balance and a full balance bridge for shock resistance. It features a 50 to 55 hour power power reserve, stop seconds and a quick set date, vertical clutch engagement for the chronograph, and of course 100-meter water resistance with a screw-down crown. It's handsomely executed, although principally of mechanical finish. It's well done and thoughtfully designed. With an engine-turned perlage on the base plate, there is a mirrored chamfer on the edge of the bridges, Côte de Genève across the bridges themselves, and then a combination of polish and satin finishing on the rotor itself. It is a bi-directional winder with ceramic rotor bearings for high efficiency, sealed for life. They never need to be replaced. And of course, the movement, immensely complex, nevertheless yielding a watch that's only 14.4 millimeters thick, even with the water resistance and the modular complication. This is a watch that can do it all, and on the white strap, even a little bit more exclusive and individual than a 44 millimeter platinum haute de gamme Holy Trinity chronograph normally would be. See it and make it yours on the watch box. Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Chronograph, ceramic, scratch-resistant bezel, and platinum case by Night.